Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Excelsior Mining's channel connecting copper to American growth. Joining us, Senior Vice President of Operations, as always, Robert Winton. Welcome back, sir.
Good to be here. Nice to have you.
Always a pleasure. Yeah, always a pleasure to have you back on. So you guys have been releasing a lot of news recently. We're going to dive down into your recent interim and financials. But first and foremost, you recently dropped some drill results as well at the Johnson camp. Give us some insight here, a little bit of guidance, what's going on the ground floor there as well.
Excellent. Well, thank you, sir. Well, our work continues on our legacy open pit project at Johnson camp. We completed our first round of infill drilling. This was a program roughly about 10,000 feet of drilling. And as we discussed in our last press release, mineralization appears shallower and higher grade, especially in the north end of our pit, and unfortunately thinning a bit in the south. So a few highlights. This drill resort, we have about 1,900 feet at about double the PEA grade, and that PEA grade that came out at the end of March was roughly about 0.16 or so. So we're doing well on that. And some of the highlights, we ran about 300 feet of 0.4, and with 40 feet of that in 0.74 in one of our holes. And again, very good potential there. And they all have good oxide levels, which means they're very good leachers. And again, from a mine planning perspective, this near surface better grade material is looking to improve our front end production, which in a project like this is really meant to fill a gap in cash flow. This can be quite important as we look to do this. The one negative, if you want to go so far of these good results, is that we're going to expand our infill program. So we're going to go again further out in the north, a lot of empty ground out there. So we're going to do some more drilling there. Got roughly 2,000 to 3,000 feet planned. And again, we've commenced that work. Unfortunately, this is where the unfortunate part comes in. This is going to delay our project about 2 months. So again, we're looking to start in Q1 2023. And that leads to a board decision for go, a positive board decision, roughly in Q3 of this year. So again, some good result, but the work continues on making this project a reality for us.
Well, that's great to hear. And kind of just diving down a little bit into the interim there as well. I mean, your revenue over doubled for the first quarter. I mean, you hit 1.22 million. You want to discuss that with a little bit of the operating expenses, maybe a little bit of guidance in there as well?
So yeah, our remainder of 2022 looks very similar to what those results look like. And again, our production profile is pretty stable right now. Again, we're not making the gains in the well field that we looked, but our work continues on planning our well stimulation program, as well as the outcome from our pre-feasibility update that came at the end of March, which is really the installation of a water treatment plant for the long-term growth of that Gunnison asset, and really realizing how do we get that money out of the ground and get that copper into our plant. Those balances are pretty similar as our production profile. Our spend profile looks about the same. We don't really have any big expenditures. The drilling program, of course, is included in that, but our well stimulation program is likely end of 2022 as we look for some EPA approvals on that program.
I'm sure the shareholders would love to hear that as well. But on that note, I'm going to pass the question off to the viewers here. We'd love to know what you guys think about all this in that comment section below. Consider subscribing, because as more news comes down the wire, of course, we'll continue to update you here. But on that, stay cool, stay awesome. And as always, I look forward to catching you in the next one.